Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Martin Mayhem's Retro Rundown, and today I'm picking up a tag from Platinum Gamer and Movies, and this was an original tag way back by Bucky's 749. I'm reading from a script today, which is unusual for me, so sorry about looking down, looking back up to the camera. Yes, so that, and it was to, there's some questions. So it's to do with some questions around the 90s, and I'll read out the questions and give you the answers. Now, before we go any further, I have answered the questions according to my preferences in the 90s, not necessarily modern times. And the first question is favourite cartoon you own on DVD, or just favourite cartoon. So question one, favourite cartoon you own on DVD. My favourite cartoons way back probably predate the 90s. So Transformers was definitely one of my favourite cartoons. Heading on into the 90s though, I used to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and yeah, so that, I don't actually own any of the cartoons for that. I've got a Transformers mixed DVD really of different ones, and I've seen Nathan's questions and answer session, and he's got the box set of Thundercats, and I nearly bought that and the Transformers one when we could go out into shops and stuff, but that's another story. Okay, right, question two, Sega or Nintendo? Now back in the 90s, I never owned either. Yep, didn't own either of those consoles or anything, but so I had a Commodore Amiga, then moved on to a PC / PlayStation type stuff for gaming and whatever. But my younger brother and I was involved on the committee, the purchase committee. He got a Super Nintendo for his birthday or Christmas or something like that, and I chose the pack for that. And the pack I chose for him, which was the Mario All Stars pack, because you got Super Mario World and you got the All Stars cartridge as well. And then I bought him Street Fighter 2 and Mario Kart. So he had a good start for the Super Nintendo, I think, and in gaming in general. He was he's about 10 years younger than me, so yeah, that was good. I'm probably going to have to say that during the 90s though, because I had friends as well that had the Super Nintendo, which was prolific at the time in my kind of gaming circle. I'm going to have to go with Nintendo during the 90s. But the next console that my brother got, he got the Saturn, and then he got an N64 as well. So we played that, and my dad became pretty much obsessed with playing GoldenEye and Perfect Dark on the N64. But that's a whole probably a whole story in itself, all of those family gaming related nuances. So the next question is favourite console video game, and in the 90s I was pretty much obsessed with Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo, which I didn't actually own. My brothers and I used to have competitions, and we used to have competitions with friends as well, and we'd each kind of spend time practicing to on our own to then get better, and then do better against either our brothers or friends and vice versa. So, and the other one though, which is a close second at the time in the 90s, was Mario Kart. First Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo. So yeah, great memories of that time period. Favourite comic in the 90s was a graphic novel, which was Batman vs Predator. For whatever reason, I kind of read it. I borrowed it from the library, read it, and then used it to do some, copied some pictures out of it and that sort of thing. So that was quite good at the time. Favourite pro wrestler, question 5. Favourite pro wrestler during that time period, The Undertaker. Yeah, bit moody, quite dramatic. You never knew what was going to happen on or off stage or in the ring. So that was always quite entertaining for me. Favourite song and music video. Now that's a difficult one, and I've answered this again by thinking back and going back in time and asking my 1990s self what ones that I liked at the time. Now I'm going to say initially Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, and that was essentially like a catalyst early on in the 90s of for me getting interested in a wide range of rock, indie, electric pop type music as well. Prodigy did a lot of good stuff, I think, in the 90s as well. But one song and video that for me kind of matches up the kind of idiosyncratic way that the 90s was, I think, was Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden, and the video and song were quite, I thought were good in the 90s. They still hold up today, and very interesting imagery and that sort of stuff. So from an artistic point of view, I think that was a good package. Another oddity that I remember being on MTV and that was like a group called Whale. I don't know if they're still going, but Hobo Humping Slowbo Babe, catchy title. Yeah, similarly idiosyncratic type imagery in a song, and the song's quite good as well, so worth checking out too. Lastly, favourite live action TV show and episode. Now I really struggled to find one episode out of this TV series that I would say was my favourite. There's lots of content in there, but during the 90s, I think it started towards the end of the 90s, if I'm right. I could be wrong, could be completely wrong. Anyway, Malcolm in the Middle probably moved on into the 2000s as well, I think. I should have done some research, but there we go. I did some research, but not on this actual timeline. But one of the episodes was where I think Hal and the boys have a bit of a falling out with Lois for whatever reason, and she goes off to do her own thing, hitting baseballs or something, and someone annoys her, and then the boys they all have this massive rumble. I might not have remembered that all correctly, but I remember there being clowns involved as well, so it was complete carnage. Very good, very funny. Okay, so I'll put these questions and answers in the description, and also I want to tag some people, some other YouTubers selected from my subscriptions list at random. So if you've already done it, obviously don't do it again. But I've got Bazza H, Classic Modern Gaming, Consoletronics, Game Racer, and lastly Luke Morse 1. Not expecting everyone to get back to me on this one, and some of you may have already done it, but if you haven't, give it a go. It'll be good to look out for your videos too. Thanks for setting this up, Nathan, and thanks for getting in touch with Platinum Gamer and Movies to tag me in as well. So without further ado, this is the end of the video, and thanks for watching, and until next time, keep on gaming. There we have the cows in the park.